Welcome to this in-depth guide on navigating the EB-2 National Interest Waiver while on F-1 or STEM OPT. First, we will set the stage with who this video is for and what you can achieve. Then, we will tackle the immigrant intent dilemma, clarify work and study timelines, and show how to frame your NIW case for national impact. Finally, we will wrap up with key takeaways, a summary, and a call to action. Here is today's agenda. First, a big-picture overview of the NIW and who it helps. Next, we will explain how immigrant intent interacts with F-1 and OPT. Then, we will cover how to keep working and studying while your case is pending. After that, we will frame local work for national impact using the 3 NIW prongs. Finally, we will finish with a concrete action plan, knowledge checks, and resources. Before we proceed, this content is educational and not legal advice. Immigration rules can change and individual circumstances vary. You should consult a qualified immigration attorney to obtain advice tailored to your specific situation. This video is designed for high-achieving foreign professionals currently in F-1 student status, or STEM OPT, who are contributing in fields such as infrastructure planning, transportation safety, and specialized data analytics. The National Interest Waiver, or EB-2 NIW, offers a self-sponsored path to permanent residency for those whose work benefits the United States. Let's clarify immigrant intent. Filing the I-140 NIW petition by itself generally does not jeopardize a valid F-1 or STEM OPT. However, the conflict becomes acute when you file the I-485 adjustment of status, because that solidifies immigrant intent while you are in a non-immigrant category requiring non-immigrant intent. Additionally, do not travel internationally while an I-485 is pending unless you have advance parole. Finally, even if your visa stamp has expired, you can still file the NIW from within the United States as long as your current status, such as F-1 or STEM OPT, is valid. Quiz time. Which action most clearly solidifies immigrant intent while on F-1 or OPT? Option A, filing the I-140 NIW petition. Option B, starting a PhD in a related field. Option C, filing the I-485 adjustment of status. Or, Option D, renewing your driver's license. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is filing the I-485 adjustment of status. Filing the I-485 indicates clear immigrant intent in the present, which conflicts with the non-immigrant intent required under F-1. In contrast, filing the I-140 alone generally does not invalidate a valid F-1 or STEM OPT. This timeline illustrates a typical NIW journey while on STEM OPT. First, you consult an attorney and build a strategy. Next, you gather evidence and draft a petition. Then, you file the I-140 NIW, optionally using premium processing where available. Meanwhile, you continue working under valid STEM OPT. Once a decision arrives, and if the priority date is current, you may consider adjustment of status or consular processing. If you choose to file I-485, remember to obtain advance parole before any international travel. While your I-140 is pending, you can continue to work normally under valid STEM OPT authorization. The NIW is a self-sponsored category, so your employer has no financial or administrative obligations related to your filing. Starting a PhD in a relevant field can strengthen your NIW by demonstrating continued commitment and increased expertise. Premium processing may be available to speed up I-140 decisions in the NIW category. Verify current USCIS policies. This table dispels common misconceptions. The NIW is self-petitioned and does not require employer sponsorship or liability for fees. Human Resources is not required to sign forms for the NIW. Also, changing teams or projects does not automatically undermine your NIW because it focuses on your qualifications and proposed endeavor rather than a single job. On the left, an expired F-1 visa stamp means you cannot re-enter the United States without obtaining a new visa if you travel abroad. On the right, you may still have valid F-1 or OPT status with a current I-20 and SEVIS records. In that case, you can remain in the United States and file an NIW from within the country. Status validity, not the visa stamp, determines your ability to stay and apply domestically. To frame local work for national impact, start with your proposed endeavor by articulating a forward-looking plan that goes beyond your current role. Next, demonstrate national importance by connecting your methods to federal priorities, such as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, emissions reduction, and supply chain resilience. Then, show that you are well-positioned by offering evidence like publications, measurable project outcomes, specialized tools, and advanced degrees. The provided markdown example demonstrates how to phrase a concise, replicable plan focused on scalable safety models and resilience across metropolitan areas. This flowchart maps each NIW prong to corresponding evidence. The proposed endeavor connects to a research plan and white papers. National importance connects to letters that cite federal priorities and show replicability across jurisdictions. Well-positioned connects to your CV, citations, awards, and technical skill demonstrations. Additional nodes include cross-jurisdiction pilots and open datasets or models. Grouping these in an output subgraph helps reviewers quickly see how your documentation supports each prong. Follow this step-by-step plan. First, define your proposed endeavor and draft a concise research or implementation plan. Next, inventory your evidence, including your CV, publications, citations, outcomes, software, datasets, and awards. Then, gather expert letters referencing national priorities and replicability. Document measurable outcomes such as safety improvements, congestion reduction, and data standardization. Align your narrative with federal frameworks and include cross-jurisdiction pilots. Decide on timing by filing the I-140 first and considering the I-485 only when it fits your status and priority date. Plan travel carefully and obtain advance parole before international trips if the I-485 is pending. Finally, if you are starting a PhD, show how it enhances your capacity to deliver national impact. Second quiz. Which argument best supports the national importance prong? Option A, a local improvement at a single intersection. Option B, a replicable method aligned with federal safety goals under the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Vision Zero. Option C, being the only team member familiar with a specific software. Or, Option D, planning to remain in the same local role indefinitely. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is the option stating that the method is replicable and aligns with federal safety goals under the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Vision Zero. National importance requires demonstrating that your approach serves broader, nationwide priorities and can be applied across multiple jurisdictions. This Gantt chart shows a structured 6-month preparation plan. In Month 1, define your proposed endeavor. During Months 1 and 2, inventory your evidence. In Months 2 and 3, draft expert letters and the petition. Month 3 is for attorney review, followed by filing the I-140 around Months 3 to 4, marked as a milestone. From Months 4 to 6, continue working on OPT, collect new achievements, and prepare for a potential request for evidence. These are the key takeaways. Filing the I-140 generally does not jeopardize valid F-1 or OPT, but filing the I-485 solidifies immigrant intent. You can continue working on OPT while NIW is pending, and your employer has no obligations for the NIW. Starting a PhD can strengthen the well-positioned prong. Frame your local work as nationally replicable and aligned with federal priorities. Finally, plan travel carefully if an I-485 is pending, and use advance parole. To conclude, the NIW is a powerful self-sponsored path for qualified professionals on F-1 or STEM OPT. Manage immigrant intent carefully by timing the I-485 and planning travel. Build a compelling record with strong evidence, expert letters, measurable outcomes, and alignment to national goals. Continuing education, including a relevant PhD, can further elevate your case. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth immigration strategies. Post your questions or even your proposed endeavor draft in the comments. We look forward to discussing and helping you refine your approach.